On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Invisible.
Impossible or nearly impossible to see.
Examples:
An invisible asset. Invisible stars. The phenomenon is invisible at optical wavelengths.
Standing.
Existing or remaining upright, having a vertical position, noun, social, financial, or professional status or reputation.
Examples:
Standing water. His social standing. The standing concert was packed with fans.
Out of body.
An experience in which a person's consciousness seems to detach from their physical body and float above it.
Examples:
Out-of-body travel. Out-of-body sensation. Some people claim to have had an out-of-body experience during near-death situations.
Headlight.
A bright forward-facing light on a vehicle, typically used at night to illuminate the road ahead.
Examples:
Headlight adjustment. Headlight switch. My car's headlight must be replaced before I drive again at night.
Forgiveness.
The act of stopping feeling angry or resentful towards someone for a mistake or offense with compassion.
Examples:
Forgiveness of liabilities. Beg for forgiveness. He gained debt forgiveness.
Viol.
A stringed instrument, typically with 6 strings and frets, played with a bow, also called a viola da gamba.
Examples:
Viol instrument. Viol music. The viol player was rehearsing for an upcoming concert.
Commandment.
A divine rule, especially one of the 10 Commandments, an order or law given by authority.
Examples:
Violate a commandment. A religious commandment. He was punished because he contravened a commandment of God.
Rely.
To require a certain thing or the assistance and support of someone or something in order to continue, run properly, or succeed.
Examples:
Rely on convenience stores. Rely entirely on him. Babies heavily rely on others for food.
Strike.
To wallop somebody or something with the hand, fist, or weapon, to have an emotional or cognitive impact upon.
Examples:
Strike up a conversation. Strike a blow. We strike to achieve more wages and safer working conditions.
Lightning.
A flash or several flashes of light that accompanies an electric discharge in the atmosphere, or something resembling such a flash.
Examples:
Streaks of lightning. Lightning airstrike. The human eye is lightning fast in recognizing objects.
Bolt.
A metal bar that slides across to lock a door or window closed. A discharge of lightning accompanied by thunder. Verb, to move or jump suddenly.
Examples:
Bolt diameter. Bolt from my bed. The lightning bolt twigged in several directions.
Motto.
A phrase or slogan that expresses a guiding principle or goal.
Examples:
The motto for safe traffic. Company motto. The company's motto is innovation and service, which is reflected in its products and customer support.
Documentary.
A film or a radio or television program that gives facts and information about a subject, of or derived from official documents.
Examples:
A documentary film. Documentary proof. He won an award for that short documentary.
Photograph.
A picture or image that is produced by a camera, a visual representation or record of a person, object, or scene that has been captured electronically or on film.
Examples:
Photograph album. Photograph memories. I found an old photograph of my grandparents from their wedding day.
Upheaval.
Great change, disruption, or disturbance. Geology, a rise of land to a higher elevation.
Examples:
Upheaval of society. The big upheaval of my life. The recent political upheaval has left the country in a state of chaos.
Quest.
A long or challenging search for something.
Examples:
The quest for truth. On a quest for happiness. That adventurer traveled in quest of buried treasure.
Awaken.
To stop sleeping or to cause someone to stop sleeping.
Examples:
Awaken at daybreak. Awaken a child. The friend's death awakens them.
Idealist.
A person who is guided by ideals or principles rather than practical considerations or reality. A person who seeks to achieve a particular vision or goal for the betterment of society or humanity.
Examples:
Idealist at heart. An idealist perspective. As a dedicated idealist, she always fought for what was right, no matter the cost.
Rage.
A strong feeling of anger or violence.
Examples:
Uncontrollable rage. Fall into a rage. She was filled with a burning rage at the injustice she had witnessed.
Movement.
A group of people working together to achieve a shared goal, especially a political, social, or artistic one, the process of moving or being moved, physically or figuratively.
Examples:
a circular movement. Movement of troops. The movement of the dancers on stage was graceful and elegant.
Influence.
The ability to affect someone's or something's character, growth, or behavior, or the effect itself.
Examples:
influence a child's future. Influence the daily life. The former emperor had a particular influence even after he abdicated.
Military.
Relating to or characteristic of members of the armed forces, of or relating to war or warfare.
Examples:
a military operation. A military leader. The military academy was known for its strict discipline and training.
Fuel.
A substance that is typically burned to generate heat or energy.
Examples:
biomass fuel. Smokeless fuel. The manufacturing sector was most severely impacted by the fuel scarcity.
Resistance.
The act of defending oneself from an aggressor or refusing to accept something.
Examples:
resistance movement. Resistance to insulin. The bill to increase the consumption tax had passed despite much resistance from the public.
Racism.
Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people based on their membership in a particular ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized.
Examples:
systemic racism. Research on anti-racism. The school's lack of diversity was a clear indication of the racism present in the community.
Collective.
Done or shared by every member of a group of people.
Examples:
right to collective bargaining. Collective ownership. Product development is a collective effort.
Conscious.
Being aware of and able to respond to what is happening around you.
Examples:
conscious effort. Conscious of having succeeded. He became conscious that he was being followed.
Evolve.
To develop gradually, or to cause the development of something or someone gradually.
Examples:
evolve. Evolve over the past decade. Eyeless fish evolved in dark caves.
Conscience.
The inner sense of what is right or wrong in one's conduct or motives.
Examples:
conscience decision. Conscience vote. He had a strong conscience and always tried to do the right thing.
Inevitable.
Certain to happen and unavoidable.
Examples:
inevitable changes of the seasons. Inevitable result. In times of recession, an increase in unemployment is inevitable.
Represent.
To speak, act, or be present on behalf of another person or group, to form or constitute.
Examples.
Represent by a diagram. The characters that represent numbers. We elected him to represent us at the international conference.
Journalism.
The profession or activity of writing or reporting news for publication or broadcast.
Examples.
Journalism ethics. Tabloid journalism. She plans to study journalism in college and become a reporter.
Specifically.
Only associated with or meant for one thing.
Examples.
Designed specifically for men. For specifically American customers. This ad campaign is aimed specifically at young women.
Visual.
Relating to seeing or sight.
Examples.
Visual navigation. Field of visual arts. The building makes a remarkable visual impact.
Policy.
A set of rules, guidelines, principles, or procedures that govern decision-making or action, often used in the context of business or government. A course of action or plan of action adopted or followed by an organization or individual to achieve a goal or objective.
Examples.
Health policy. Foreign policy. The company's new policy on remote work has made it a more inclusive workplace.
Creditor.
A person, company, etc., to whom a debtor owes money.
Examples.
The creditor's claims. Bankrupt creditor. I asked the lawyer to initiate creditor negotiations for voluntary liquidation.
Decision maker.
A person who makes important decisions, especially at a high level in an organization.
Examples.
Policy decision maker. Act as a decision maker. A wealth of information does not always have a positive impact on decision makers.
Momentum.
The force or power that is gained by a moving object, a strength or impetus gained through a process of development or activity.
Examples.
Angular momentum. Momentum toward democracy. The team gained momentum after scoring their first goal.
Judgment.
The ability to form valuable opinions and make reasonable decisions.
Examples.
An emotional judgment. Deliver a judgment. Her judgments are consistently rational and sensible.
Inaction.
The lack of action or activity, the state of not doing anything, the failure to take action when action is needed.
Examples.
Excuse for inaction. Consequences of inaction. Inaction in response to climate change poses a dire threat to our future.
Intervention.
The action or process of being done to improve or help a circumstance, often they have not been asked to do so.
Examples.
Intervention by foreign powers. Surgical intervention. This intervention does not require the patient's consent.
Assess.
To judge or decide the nature or quality of someone or something.
Examples.
Assess a tax of £10. Assess the quality. Our company needs to assess the business impact of climate change.
Damage.
To harm or cause injury to something or someone, often resulting in decreased value or functionality. To impair or negatively affect something, such as a reputation or relationship. Noun, harm or injury that is caused to a person, thing, or entity.
Examples.
Damage a relationship. Damage assessment. During the surgery, the doctor had to be extremely cautious not to damage a blood vessel.
Afar.
At or to a great distance, far away.
Examples.
Afar off. Look afar. From afar, the castle looked like a small toy model.
Abstract.
Based on general ideas, feelings, or qualities and not on any of physical or concrete existence.
Examples.
An abstract noun. Abstract science. The invention of the camera triggered the development of abstract painting.
Ideological.
Relating to or concerned with ideas and theories rather than practical matters.
Examples.
Ideological divide. Ideological differences. The book presents an ideological perspective on the role of government in society.
Monumental.
Great in importance or influence, size, extent, or solidity, massive.
Examples.
Monumental task. Monumental sculpture. Everyone, even non-scholars, knows Einstein's monumental contributions to physics.
Ordinary.
Not different, exceptional, or unexpected in any way, especially in quality, ability, size, or degree.
Examples.
An ordinary school. Ordinary annual revenue. The ordinary session of the Diet opened.
Interpret.
To explain or assign the meaning of information, actions, etc.
Examples.
Interpret a graph. Interpret the question. Different people might interpret this news differently.
Reaction.
A response that reveals a person's feelings or attitude. In chemistry, a process in which one or more substances are changed into others.
Examples:
Chemical reaction. Trigger a reaction. There was a chemical reaction of the lime with the groundwater. Stimming. A behavior often exhibited by individuals on the autism spectrum characterized by repetitive bodily movements or sounds, such as hand flapping or rocking, often used as a form of self-regulation or sensory stimulation.
Examples:
Autistic stimming. Stimming therapy. Autistic children may engage in stimming behaviors, such as rocking or hand flapping, to self-regulate. Impetus. A force, motivation, or stimulus that causes something to happen or be done, the driving force behind a particular action or change. Examples: Political impetus. Technological impetus. Getting a raise at work was the impetus to start looking for a new place to live. Debate. A formal discussion or argument of opposing viewpoints, often to persuade others to adopt a specific position, a public discussion, often on an issue of current interest, in which participants offer opinions and differing perspectives. Examples: Debate topic. Debate competition. The debate over climate change continues to be a hot topic in politics. Thereby. As a result, consequence of a particular action or set of conditions. Examples: Thereby obtain data. Thereby improving overall health. The new software will streamline the workflow, thereby increasing productivity. Agenda. A list or outline of things to be done, discussed, or considered. Examples: Agenda setting. Ambitious agenda. The agenda for the meeting includes discussions on the budget and new project proposals. Concept. An idea or principle associated with something abstract. Examples: Learn new concepts. Concept car. One such rapidly growing concept is quantum cryptography. Absolutely. Without restriction or limitation, completely or utterly. Examples: Absolutely against. Absolutely obsessed with the girl. I am absolutely opposed to his idea because of morality. Vital. Necessary for the success or continued existence of something. Examples: Play a vital role. Vital for a healthy society. Perseverance and optimism are vital to success. Dynamic. Having a lot of energy, ideas, and enthusiasm and a strong personality, of or relating to dynamics equals the branch of physics and engineering concerned with the forces that cause motions of bodies.
Examples:
A dynamic market. Dynamic person. The sprinter has a dynamic way of running.
Function.
The purpose or use of an object, system, or process, a particular activity or operation that is designed to serve a specific purpose, a mathematical concept that describes a relationship between two sets of values, called the input and output sets. Verb, to operate or work in a specific way, or to perform a particular task or purpose.
Examples:
Function properly. Immune function. The brain is an incredibly complex organ that controls the body's function.
Prop.
A piece of wood, metal, etc., placed beneath or against something to support it or keep it in position, a system, institution, or person that gives help or support to someone or something.
Examples:
Emotional prop. Prop stick. We have finally lost our last prop.
Survive.
To live or exist despite a dangerous event or period.
Examples:
Survive a blizzard. Survive a plane crash. These birds can only survive in temperate climates.
Balance.
A condition in which everything has the same weight or force, something left after other parts have been taken away.
Examples:
The balance of power. Asset on the company's balance sheet. Try to keep a balance between work and off.
Consideration.
The act or process of giving careful thought to something, a fee charged in advance to retain the services of someone.
Examples:
Mature consideration. Take into consideration. We can rule this possibility out from our consideration.
Responsible.
Answerable or accountable for something within one's power, control, or management.
Examples:
Responsible action. Responsible for customer service. She's a responsible pet owner who ensures her dog gets enough exercise and a healthy diet.
Identify.
To recognize someone or something and say or prove who or what they are.
Examples:
Identify handwriting. Identify gene sequences. I will introduce you to how to identify the leading causes of the malfunction.
Industrious.
Hardworking, diligent, and persistent in effort.
Examples:
Industrious worker. Industrious student. He was known to be very industrious and would often work late into the night.
Awareness.
The fact or state of knowing something exists and is important.
Examples:
Awareness of my ignorance. Raise public awareness. There has been a gradual but steady rise in environmental awareness.
Tradition.
A belief, custom, or way of doing something that has been passed down from generation to generation within a group or society.
Examples.
A tradition of a culture. Against tradition. It is a tradition in many families to have a big Thanksgiving dinner with all their relatives.
Incredibly.
In a way that is very difficult to believe, exceedingly, or extremely.
Examples.
Incredibly cheerful character. Get incredibly insecure. Several cities are experiencing incredibly high unemployment rates.
Stake.
A share or financial investment in something such as a business, a wooden or metal post set up to mark something.
Examples.
Execution by burning at a stake. By the company's stake. The stake of the company is too high nowadays.
Involve.
To include or affect someone or something as a necessary part of something else.
Examples.
Involve a lot of paperwork. Involve a high degree of risk. The investigation involves several government agencies and is expected to take several months.
Conflict.
A strong disagreement, argument, or a violent clash between two opposing groups or individuals.
Examples.
The conflict between good and evil. The long-standing conflict. He and I often had conflicts, not only in personality, but also in ideology.
Resolution.
A firm decision or determination to do or not do something. The action of solving a problem, dispute, or conflict. The quality of being resolved or determined. The clarity and sharpness of an image or display.
Examples.
Resolution of a conflict. Display resolution. He made a New Year's resolution to exercise more and eat healthier.
Inherent.
Existing in something as a permanent, essential, or characteristic attribute.
Examples.
Inherent risk. Have an inherent dislike. Honesty is an inherent quality that everyone should strive to possess.
Reveal.
To make known or disclose something that was previously hidden, secret, or unknown. To unveil or show something that was concealed or not visible.
Examples.
Reveal secrets. Reveal a plan. The detective carefully revealed the true identity of the murderer.
Definition.
A concise explanation of the meaning of a word, phrase, or symbol.
Examples.
A precise definition. The definition of a word. Parallel lines are, by definition, lines on the same plane that never cross.
Process.
A series of actions or operations performed to achieve a particular outcome or goal. A systematic procedure or approach used to accomplish a specific task or objective. A method of treating milk to make it suitable for consumption or use in other dairy products.
Examples:
Process improvement. Decision-making process. The process for applying for a visa can be lengthy and complicated.
Starve.
To suffer or die from lack of food, to cause someone or something to suffer or die from lack of food, to deprive something of necessary nourishment or sustenance.
Examples:
Starve for a victory. Starve to death. If you don't eat soon, you're going to starve.
Protest.
A strong expression of disagreement, disapproval, or opposition.
Examples:
Hold a protest. A silent protest. He left the party in protest at its radical political stance.
Jail.
A facility where criminals are kept to be punished for their crimes, a prison.
Examples:
County jail. Be in jail. The police escorted the prisoner to the jail.
Violent.
Involving or caused by physical force or aggression against someone or something.
Examples:
Victim of a violent crime. Violent incident. The protesters became violent when the police tried to disperse them.
Confrontation.
The act of facing or dealing with something directly and openly, a direct and often hostile encounter or disagreement.
Examples:
Confrontation at the national level. Confrontation with others. The confrontation between the two leaders was broadcast live on television.
Contemporary.
Belonging to the same or present time.
Examples:
Field of contemporary art. Contemporary leaders. Contemporary music has gained different followers from existing music.
Isolate.
To physically or socially separate someone or something from other people or things.
Examples:
Isolate a compound. Isolate a patient. You should not isolate them from the community.
Battlefield.
A place where a battle or conflict is fought.
Examples:
Battlefield casualties. Tactics on the battlefield. The general reviewed the plans for the upcoming battle on the battlefield.
Engulf.
To swallow up, to surround and cover completely.
Examples:
Engulf the politician. Engulf in water. The fire quickly engulfed the entire building.
Straddle.
To sit or stand with one leg on either side of something or someone. To adopt a position or attitude that involves a compromise or combination of two or more opposing principles, ideas, or interests.
Examples:
Straddle a fence. Straddle a motorcycle. We had to straddle the fallen tree to cross the river.
Divide.
To separate or cause to separate into parts or groups.
Examples:
Divide the cake into 2 pieces. Divide money equally. Can you divide 123,321 by 11?
Government.
The group of people with authority to control a country or state.
Examples:
Government bureaucracy. Government funding. The federal government is planning to increase taxes for the next fiscal year.
Oligarchy.
A form of government in which power is held by a small group of people, often for their benefit, a society or organization that is dominated by a small group of people.
Examples:
The rulers in an oligarchy. Political oligarchy. The small group of wealthy elites formed an oligarchy that controlled the government.
Decent.
Satisfactory, acceptable, or good in a general sense.
Examples:
Yearn for the decent living. A decent education. He earned a decent salary at his job.
Wage.
A particular amount of money that somebody earns, usually every week or every month, for work or services.
Examples:
Unpaid wages. Increase in the minimum wage. His wages continued to rise as his skills improved.
Scorch.
To burn the surface of something, usually accidentally, with a hot iron or flame.
Examples:
Scorch your clothes. Careful not to scorch. The sun scorched the desert, making it uninhabitable.
Indigenous.
Someone or something that is native to or occurring naturally in a particular place.
Examples:
Indigenous crop. Indigenous peoples. The indigenous plants need to be pollinated by local insects.
Rebellion.
An act of violent or open resistance to an established government or ruler.
Examples:
Rebellion leader. Excite rebellion. The anti-government rebellion was put down quickly by the government's military forces.
Conquest.
The act or process of taking control of a country, area, or situation.
Examples:
Imperial conquest. Make a conquest. He continued to grow his empire through conquest.
Combination.
A collection of things that have been combined, an assemblage of separate parts or qualities.
Examples:
Genic combinations. Combination number. The combination to the safe was a secret.
Bible.
The sacred writings of the Christian religions, consisting of the Old and New Testaments, a book regarded as authoritative in its field.
Examples:
A passage from the Bible. Believe Bible prophecy. Students have loved this textbook for many years as a biology Bible.
Guerrilla.
A member of small, independent soldiers or fighters who engage in irregular, often surprise attacks against enemy forces.
Examples:
An urban guerrilla. Guerrilla warfare. The government's efforts to suppress the guerrilla movement were met with resistance from local communities.
Mortal.
Subject to death, unrelenting and deadly.
Examples:
A mortal combat. This mortal life. All humans are mortal and will eventually die.
Commander.
A person who holds authority or control over a group or organization, particularly in a military, naval, or aerospace context, an official in charge of a particular aspect of operations, such as a commander of a ship or a commander of the Air Force.
Examples:
Commander-in-chief. Police commander. The military commander led their troops into battle with precision and strategic planning.
Destroy.
To ruin or damage severely or completely, to eradicate or eliminate completely.
Examples:
Destroy the ecosystem. Destroyed evidence. The building was destroyed in the fire and had to be rebuilt.
Belong.
To be the property of someone or something, to be a member or part of a group, to be in the proper or appropriate place.
Examples:
Belong to different species. Belong to a group. All the books in this section belong to the library's rare collection and must be handled carefully.
Nation.
A large organized community of people living in a particular country or region and having a particular culture.
Examples:
Nation-state. A seafaring nation. The nation of Japan is known for its unique culture and advanced technology.
Monument.
A statue, building, or other structure erected to commemorate a person or event.
Examples:
Humanities monument. Monument honoring. The stone monument was built to commemorate the war heroes.
Transform.
To change an outward structure or looks.
Examples:
Transform an education system. Transform heat into power. My father's death transformed my life completely.
Spirit.
The part of a person which is the seat of their mind, feelings, and character rather than their physical body, the general atmosphere of a place or situation, and the effect that it has on people.
Examples:
Spirit and the letter of the law. An indomitable spirit. Despite their tragic loss, the family is showing great spirit.
Civilian.
A person who is not a member of the military or armed forces. A person who is not a law enforcement officer or public official in a position of authority or responsibility.
Examples:
Civilian casualties. Civilian life. The army is instructed not to target any civilians during the conflict.
Population.
The total number of people in a country, region, or location.
Examples:
Population change. Labor population. In just 4 years, the population has doubled.
Intifada.
An Arabic term meaning uprising or shaking off, specifically referring to a Palestinian uprising against Israeli occupation in the late 20th century, marked by civil disobedience, protests, and acts of violence.
Examples:
Intifada protests. Ongoing intifada. Over the past decades, the region has experienced several intifadas, leading to widespread violence and unrest.
Uprising.
A public rebellion, especially against an established government or authority.
Examples:
Stage an uprising. Violent uprising. The anti-government uprising was successful in overthrowing the regime.
Escalate.
To increase in intensity, size, or severity, to make something greater, worse, or more serious.
Examples:
Escalate into a major international incident. To escalate. The situation quickly escalated and turned violent.
Incident.
An event or occurrence, often unexpected or unplanned, something that happens.
Examples:
Traffic incident. Security incident. The incident at the airport caused a delay in my flight.
Destruction.
The act of causing so much damage to something.
Examples:
Path of destruction. Cyclonic destruction. The extinction of several subspecies has been linked to climate change and habitat destruction.
Refugee.
A displaced person who has crossed national borders and who cannot or is unwilling to return home due to political, religious, or economic reasons or because of a war.
Examples:
Global refugee crisis. The refugee camp. The community warmly welcomed the refugees.
Continually.
In a way that happens without interruption or repeatedly.
Examples:
Continually access information. Continually changing world. Her tongue runs on continually.
Friction.
The force that opposes motion between two objects in contact, especially by producing heat and wear, and is proportional to the normal force between the objects.
Examples:
Friction force. Surface friction. The friction between the two countries was causing tension.
Tactic.
A method or strategy used to achieve a particular goal or objective.
Examples:
An imprudent tactic. Alternative tactic. The coach implemented a new tactic to win the game.
Suspicion.
The act of doubting something, especially something wrong.
Examples:
Suspicion of fraud. Cast suspicion. There was an almost certain suspicion that the company was involved in illegal activities.
Hatred.
Intense dislike or hatred towards someone or something, often based on differences in beliefs, values, or identity.
Examples:
Hatred towards immigrants. Deep-seated hatred. The politician's speech was full of hatred toward immigrants.
Vengeance.
The act of punishing or harming someone in return for something harmful that they have done.
Examples:
Vengeance justice. Wreak vengeance. He sought vengeance for the wrongs done to him.
Perpetuate.
To make something continue or prevail for a long time.
Examples:
Perpetuate a myth. Perpetuate chronic pain. That work perpetuates his fame.
Cycle.
An interval during which a recurring sequence of events occurs, a bicycle or motorcycle.
Examples:
The cycle of the seasons. Go to the workplace by cycle. The food chain causes a material cycle.
Breakup.
The end of a relationship between persons or nations, the separation of something into several pieces or sections.
Examples:
A breakup hug. Air breakup. He got over the big breakup with his wife.
Union.
A group of employees who have banded together to advocate for their rights and better their working conditions. The act or the state of joining together or being joined together.
Examples:
Bank and credit unions. A craft union. The trade union remained adamant about its demands.
Fracture.
The breaking or cracking of a rigid material or object such as bone.
Examples:
fracture test. Risk of bone fractures. X-ray inspection revealed many fractures.
Ethnic.
Relating or belonging to a group of people who share a cultural tradition.
Examples:
Ethnic minority. Single ethnic group. Each ethnic group has its unique rituals.
Intimacy.
Close familiarity or friendship, a close, familiar, and usually affectionate or loving personal relationship with another person.
Examples:
On terms of intimacy. Build intimacy. They were looking for intimacy in their relationship and wanted to be close to each other.
Conceive.
To have or develop an idea, a plan, etc. in mind, to become pregnant.
Examples:
Conceive of an idea. Conceive a child. I can't conceive he'd want to harm us.
Mosque.
A Muslim place of worship that usually has a minaret equals slender tower with balconies.
Examples:
Domed mosque. The sacred mosque. Jumeirah Mosque is one of the most beautiful buildings in the United Arab Emirates.
Artillery.
Large caliber guns used in warfare, typically operated by a crew and mounted on wheels or in a fixed position. Any military weapons, equipment, or vehicles that are operated by a special branch or unit of the armed forces.
Examples:
Artillery fire. Coastal artillery. The army brought in heavier artillery to break through the enemy defenses.
Makeshift.
Serving as a temporary substitute or solution, improvised.
Examples:
Makeshift shelter. A makeshift solution. The team set up a makeshift tent for shelter during the storm.
Morgue.
A place where dead bodies are kept, particularly in preparation for burial or identification by their relatives or authorities.
Examples:
Clinical morgue. Overcrowded morgue. The attendant at the morgue was responsible for cataloging the bodies and their respective information.
Barter.
The exchange of goods or services without the use of money, a system of trade in which individuals exchange goods or services directly.
Examples:
Barter system. A barter economy. The farmers engaged in barter to trade their crops with other farmers in the community.
Release.
To set free or allow to escape from confinement.
Examples:
Release a prisoner. Release CO2 into the air. The animal rights group worked to release the dolphins back into the wild.
Commence.
To begin or start something, To initiate or embark upon an action, event, or process.
Examples:
Commence work. Commence operation. The graduation ceremony will commence at 6 p.m. sharp.
Phase:
Any stage in a series of events, change, or development.
Examples:
Enter on the last phase. Two-phase structure. The era of the Industrial Revolution was a crucial phase of history.
Liberate:
To set free, to release or rescue from captivity or oppression.
Examples:
Liberate people from oppression. Liberate potential. The prisoners were liberated after the war ended.
Apartheid:
A system of racial segregation and discrimination that was enforced in South Africa from 1948 to 1994. Any similar system of discrimination or segregation based on race, ethnicity, or other factors.
Examples:
Apartheid system. Apartheid policies. The South African government enforced apartheid laws that segregated people based on race.
Journalist:
A person who collects and writes news stories or articles for newspapers, magazines, radio, television, or other online media.
Examples:
A China-based journalist. Journalist on a magazine. Foreign TV crews and journalists can go as they please in various locations during the Olympics.
Clarify:
To make something, such as a statement or situation, less confusing and more understandable.
Examples:
Clarify a goal. Clarify his feelings. The police tried to clarify the facts concerning her death.
Vision:
The ability to think about or see the future with imagination and intelligence, the faculty of being able to see.
Examples:
A prodigious vision. Telescopic vision. Driving is difficult for me because of my poor vision.
Wit:
The ability to say or write things or ideas in a clever and humorous way.
Examples:
The wit of man. Full of wit. He has the wit to keep talking about this topic.
Rite:
A formal or ceremonial act or set of acts performed in a traditional or prescribed way, a religious or spiritual ceremony or practice.
Examples:
Perform the rite. Rite of passage into adulthood. The bishop performed the rite of consecration for the new church.
Tribe:
A social group made up of members who live together, sharing the same language, culture, religion, etc., especially those who do not live in towns or cities.
Examples:
Aboriginal tribe. Mountain tribe. The tribe had distinctly defined gender roles.
Isolation.
The condition of being alone or lonely, the act or state of separation between persons or groups.
Examples:
Isolation booth. The country's isolation. That incident led to his isolation.
Clay.
A natural, earthy material that is made up of very small particles of minerals and can be molded when wet and then fired to produce ceramics.
Examples:
Clay animation. Soft clay ground. The sculptor carefully molded the clay into the desired shape.
Aft.
The opposite of forward, located at or towards the rear or back of a ship, aircraft, or other vehicle.
Examples:
Aft cabin. Aft view. The aft section of the ship suffered significant damage after the collision with the reef.
Ritual.
Any customary observance or practice, any prescribed procedure for conducting religious ceremonies.
Examples:
A ritual dance. Morning ritual. The woman of the house does the holy ritual of lighting 2 candles.
Symbol.
Something visible that is used to represent something else.
Examples:
Symbol color. Symbol for happiness. The dragon is considered a symbol of bravery.
Struggle.
To make a great effort to do something when it is difficult, or there are a lot of problems, to use force or violence to break away from restraint or constriction.
Examples:
Struggle against discrimination. Struggle to get the job. He could not struggle against temptation.
Trampoline.
A strong fabric sheet attached by springs to a frame, used for bouncing on.
Examples:
Trampoline park. Trampoline jump. I love jumping on the trampoline in my backyard.
Famine.
A severe shortage of food, often caused by drought, war, or economic reasons.
Examples:
Famine relief. Coal famine. The severe famine caused by the drought has left many people without food.
Collapse.
To fall down or give way suddenly, often after breaking apart.
Examples:
The stock market collapsed. Ready to collapse. The roof finally collapsed after 3 days and 3 nights of heavy snowfall.
Clan.
A group of families united by actual or perceived kinship and descent, especially in Scotland.
Examples:
Clan society. Tribal clan. This clan saved people from a world full of violence.
Warfare.
The use of military force to achieve political, economic, or social objectives.
Examples:
Warfare aircraft. Spiritual warfare. The country has been engaged in a prolonged conflict, with both sides using modern warfare tactics.
Crop.
A plant that is cultivated in large amounts, particularly for food.
Examples:
Crop field. Crop herbicide. Sow early for an early crop.
Livestock.
Farm animals and birds such as cows, sheep, and chickens.
Examples:
Livestock agriculture. Livestock industry. Livestock feed is made from fodder crops.
Starvation.
A severe lack of food that leads to malnutrition and, ultimately, death.
Examples:
Die of starvation. Starvation wages. The drought led to widespread starvation in the region.
Mass.
A large amount of a substance with no definite shape or form, a large number of people or things grouped or crowded together.
Examples:
A mass of molten rock. Critical mass. The mass of people who do not own property is politically impotent.
Primitive.
Of or relating to an early stage of society with no industry or technological development, simple, naive, or old-fashioned in style.
Examples:
Primitive society. Artifact of a primitive humankind. The industry in this country is still primitive.
Extreme.
Very great in amount or degree.
Examples:
Extreme sports. Extreme weather events. Solar gravity creates extreme pressures and temperatures.
Exterminate.
To destroy completely, often referring to the eradication of pests or weeds.
Examples:
Exterminate pests. Exterminate communism. The government exterminated the invasive species to protect native plants and animals.
Communal.
Belonging to or used by a group rather than individuals, for common use.
Examples:
Communal swimming pool. Communal combination of funds. Communal elections were held in several European countries.
Massive.
Enormous amount, very heavy and solid.
Examples:
Massive amounts. Massive stars. The recent economic downturn has resulted in massive layoffs.
Humanitarian.
Something relating to the promotion of human welfare, or someone who works to promote human welfare.
Examples:
Humanitarian crisis. A truly humanitarian act. The organization is dedicated to providing humanitarian aid to disaster-stricken areas worldwide.
Relief.
A feeling of happiness and relaxation that comes when something burdensome is removed or reduced.
Examples:
Tax relief. Sigh of relief. He devoted his life to establishing a humanitarian relief fund.
Troop.
A group of soldiers, especially a large one, a group of people, animals, or things considered as a unit.
Examples:
The members of a military troop. A troop of deer. The troop of soldiers marched through the city in a parade.
Shipment.
A quantity of goods or cargo that is sent or transported from one place to another, especially by land, sea, or air, the act or process of sending or dispatching goods.
Examples:
International shipment. Delayed shipment. Tracking the package shipment was made easy with the provided tracking number.
Eventually.
Finally, particularly after a long time or a lot of struggle, complications, and so on.
Examples:
Eventually become obsolete. Eventually succeed. The corporation eventually dominated the entire tobacco business.
Tragic.
Causing great sadness or suffering, very unfortunate.
Examples:
Tragic love stories. Tragic death. The tragic events of the war left many families torn apart.
Withdrawn.
Having retired oneself from society, company, or public life, extremely shy and quiet.
Examples:
Withdrawn product. Become socially withdrawn. She was withdrawn and didn't want to talk to anyone after the breakup.
Genocide.
The intentional killing of a large group of people, especially those of a particular ethnic group or nation.
Examples:
Genocide victims. Genocide resolution. The international community condemned the genocide in the country.
Unite.
To come or join together as one, to combine or merge separate elements, individuals, or groups into a single entity or whole, to form a union or alliance.
Examples:
Unite our resources. Unite against a common enemy. The school's diversity club worked to unite students from all different backgrounds.
Umbrella.
A device consisting of a circular canopy of cloth on a central pole used as protection against rain or sometimes against the sun.
Examples:
Umbrella coverage. Umbrella ban. She opened her umbrella to protect herself from the rain.
Operate.
To work in a particular way, to supervise something.
Examples:
Operate 24 hours a day. Manually operate a machine. This machine is too difficult to operate for me.
Witness:
A person who sees something happen, especially a crime or an accident.
Examples:
Witness of the car accident. A material witness. The manufacturing industry is witnessing fierce competition.
Testimony:
A formal written or spoken statement that something is true, especially one given in court, something that serves as evidence.
Examples:
Testimony before Congress. Give his testimony. Witness testimony backed up the defendant's claims.
Censor:
A person or institution responsible for examining books, movies, and other forms of media to determine if they are harmful or offensive and should be banned or altered. An official in charge of banning or suppressing information.
Examples:
Censor a book. Censor a TV program. The newspaper editor decided to censor the controversial headline to avoid backlash.
Eloquent:
Able to speak or write clearly and impressively.
Examples:
An eloquent speaker. Eloquent writing. She gave an eloquent speech at the graduation ceremony.
Justice:
The quality of being fair and reasonable and treating people equally according to their due.
Examples:
Criminal justice. Justice of heaven. The judge's ruling was based on the principles of justice and fairness.
Fee:
A sum of money charged for a particular service.
Examples:
Fee calculation. Service fee. The lawyer's fee for the case was $10,000.
Literally:
In the real or original meaning of a word or phrase, in a literal sense or way, not figuratively.
Examples:
Translate literally. Bite his tongue literally. He literally jumped out of his chair when he heard the news.
Virtual:
Being actually such in almost every respect, existing in essence or effect, though not an actual fact.
Examples:
A virtual image. Trading of virtual currencies. She is the virtual president of the company.
Skeleton:
The structure of bones in a human or animal body, or a framework of bones or other material that supports a plant.
Examples:
The steel skeleton of a building. Skeleton hand. Scientists studied the ancient skeleton to learn more about the creature's anatomy.
Summon:
To order someone to come to or be present at a specific place such as a court, or to arrange a meeting formally.
Examples:
Summon a lawyer. Summon a city council. The chairperson was responsible for summoning committees.
Courage.
The ability to face danger, difficulty, uncertainty, or pain without being overcome by fear or despair. The quality of being brave or courageous.
Examples:
Mental courage. Inspire courage. It takes a lot of courage to stand up for what you believe is right.
Elect.
To choose someone for a specific position by voting for them, to decide or choose to do something.
Examples:
Elect the school board. Elect death. Every 5 years, the provincial governors are elected.
Inauguration.
The formal beginning or initiation of something, especially the beginning of a political leader's term in office, a ceremony marking the beginning of an organization or event.
Examples:
Inauguration ceremony. Presidential inauguration. The inauguration of the new station was a great success.
Uplift.
The process of raising land to a higher elevation, or the result of this process. Verb, fill with high spirits.
Examples:
Uplift mountains. Uplift my spirit. The uplift in the stock market has been a relief to investors.
Exemplify.
To serve as a typical example of something.
Examples:
Exemplify the importance. Exemplify the solution. The example of a successful startup serves to exemplify the potential of the industry.
Humanity.
All people living on the earth, the quality or state of being human rather than an animal, a machine, etc.
Examples:
Humanity at large. Mass of humanity. They donated large sums of money for the development of humanity.
Elevator.
A mechanical device used for vertical transportation, typically in multi-story buildings, consisting of a compartmentalized platform that moves between floors.
Examples:
Elevator ride. Modern elevator. The hotel's elevator was out of order, so we had to take the stairs to our room on the 5th floor.
Hell.
The place thought to be where bad people go and are punished after death, often depicted as being located beneath the earth, an extraordinarily unpleasant or difficult place.
Examples:
Run like hell. Hell broke loose. The battlefield became hell on earth.
Scar.
A mark that remains on the skin after a wound has healed.
Examples:
Burn scar. Carry a scar. Even after the wound has healed, a scar remains.
Confuse.
To mistake one thing for another, to make somebody hard to understand.
Examples:
Confuse the listener. Confuse fantasy with reality. Her remarks confused the debate.
Discotheque.
A nightclub or restaurant where recorded music is played and people dance.
Examples:
Discotheque party. Discotheque scene. He couldn't wait to hit the discotheque and dance the night away.
Disaster.
An unexpected event or series of events that cause widespread damage, destruction, or loss of life.
Examples:
Global disaster. Disaster recovery. The disaster response team worked around the clock to aid those affected by the earthquake.
Silent.
Without any or little sound.
Examples:
Silent reading. Give silent consent. The politician remained silent despite intense media scrutiny.
Slaughter.
The killing of a large number of animals or people brutally and indiscriminately, a violent and bloody event that results in the death of many individuals.
Examples:
Slaughter of animals. Senseless slaughter. The slaughter of endangered animals must be stopped.
Countryman.
Considered non-inclusive, a person who lives in the country or a rural area, a compatriot or fellow citizen.
Examples:
Countryman lifestyle. Traditional countryman. The local countryman is known for his hospitality and warmth towards visitors.
Implement.
To put a decision, plan, or system into effect.
Examples:
Implement a corporate strategy. Implement security measures. The government promised to implement a new system to control the financial crisis.
Decisive.
Making a clear and definite decision or choice, settling an issue.
Examples:
A decisive ballot. Decisive action. The decisive victory in the war ended years of conflict.
Withdraw.
To remove or take back something, to stop participating in something.
Examples:
Withdraw from public life. Withdraw $500 from my account. The company decided to withdraw its proposal due to public opposition.
Murder.
The crime of killing somebody intentionally.
Examples:
Murder in the second degree. Attempted murder. This intriguing murder mystery remains unsolved.
Forcibly.
Done by physical power or violence, against someone's will.
Examples:
Forcibly remove. Forcibly taken into a car. The police officer forcibly removed the protesters from the public park.
Deport.
To force someone to leave a country, typically on the grounds of illegal status or for having committed a crime.
Examples:
Deport a refugee. Deport dissidents from the party. The government has decided to deport illegal immigrants back to their home countries.
Imprint.
To make a mark or impression on a surface, to leave a lasting impression or influence on someone or something. Noun, a mark or impression made by pressing or stamping something onto a surface, a distinctive feature or characteristic that is left by something or someone.
Examples:
DNA imprint. Imprint a memory. He wanted to imprint his brand logo on the product.
Cave.
A large hole in the side of a hill, cliff, mountain, or under the ground.
Examples:
Domiciliary caves. The mouth of the cave. Bats reside in sheltered caves.
Echo.
A sound heard after being reflected off a surface, such as a wall or a cliff.
Examples:
The echo of a person's footsteps. Sound echo. A thunderous boom echoed throughout the valley.
Rebel.
Someone who resists or opposes authority or control, especially by fighting against it.
Examples:
Rebel uprising. Group of rebels. The rebels fought against the government for their independence.
Bombard.
To attack a place with bombs or gunshots continuously, to address with continuously or persistently, as if with a barrage.
Examples:
Bombard him with questions. Bombard a fort with heavy shells. Overprotective parents often bombard their children with messages reinforcing their lack of mastery.
Constantly.
All the time.
Examples:
A constantly innovative enterprise. A constantly varying mind. The mobile application industry is constantly changing.
Killing.
The act of causing death, a sudden and intense force or effect that causes significant damage or destruction. A situation where someone is making a substantial amount of money or experiencing significant financial success.
Examples:
Killing spree. Profit killing. The killing of unarmed civilians is considered a war crime.
Trap.
A piece of equipment or hole for catching animals or people. Verb, to catch animals or people and prevent them from escaping.
Examples:
Set a trap. Trap an animal. The enemy fell right into the trap.
Orphanage.
An institution for the care of orphans, equals a child whose parents are dead.
Examples:
Build an orphanage. Orphanage director. He grew up in a Christian orphanage and never knew his biological parents.
Wander.
To walk around slowly or to a place, often without any clear purpose or direction.
Examples:
Wander alone in a strange country. Wander far from home. I often wander around the park for half an hour.
Concerned.
Feeling worry or interest about something, showing interest or attention.
Examples:
Persons concerned. Concerned citizen. I am concerned about the safety of the children playing in the park.
Critic.
Someone who expresses opinions about the quality of books, music, etc.
Examples:
Art critic. Severe critic. Advocates for legal reform hear less harsh words from their critics.
Discovery.
The act or process of finding information, a place, or an object, or learning about something that was previously not known.
Examples:
A scientific discovery. The great discovery of the century. Her research team made an important discovery.
Gulag.
An acronym for the Russian term Main Directorate of Camps, a system of forced labor camps and prisons in the Soviet Union, particularly during Joseph Stalin's regime, used for political repression and punishment, often subjecting prisoners to harsh conditions and extensive physical labor.
Examples:
Gulag survivor. Gulag labor. Thousands of political prisoners were held in the Gulag during the Soviet era.
Orphan.
A child whose parents are dead or have abandoned them.
Examples:
Orphan care. Asylum for orphan children. The little girl was a war orphan and lived in a group home.
Medieval.
Relating to or belonging to the Middle Age, that is for the period of A.D. 600 to AD 1450.
Examples:
Medieval times. Medieval history. Only the medieval tower remained standing.
Impose.
To officially force a new law, tax, duty, etc. to be obeyed or received.
Examples:
Impose harsher sanctions. Impose tariffs. The problem with achievement tests is the narrowness they impose on students.
Quota.
A limited amount or share of something assigned or allocated, a restriction on the number of people or goods that can enter or leave a country.
Examples:
An import quota. Admission quota. Each country was given a quota for the fish they were allowed to catch.
Instrument.
An object used to make musical sounds, such as a piano, guitar, or drum, a tool or device used for a specific activity, particularly in specialist or scientific work.
Examples:
musical instruments, surgical instruments. This electronic instrument is required to undergo periodic inspections to ensure precision.
Economy.
The system by which a country or region produces, manages, and distributes goods and services, including the money and finances involved in these activities, of an airline, the lowest priced, most basic option for seating in commercial travel.
Examples:
economy of scale, economy class. The economy of the country is struggling due to the recent political instability.
Defect.
An imperfection, shortcoming, or lack of something or someone.
Examples:
visual defects, defects of character. Defects in the design could cause much worse issues.
Label.
A small piece of paper, fabric, or other material attached to an object and giving information about it. Verb, to assign to a category.
Examples:
a mailing label. Label a bag with my name. The label on the food package lists the ingredients and nutritional information.
Incurable.
Not able to be cured, healed, or remedied, beyond recovery or redemption.
Examples:
incurable patient, incurable romantic. The patient was diagnosed with an incurable disease and given only a few months to live.
Confine.
To restrict the movement of someone or something.
Examples:
confine themselves solely. Confine the scope of use. The animal was confined in a small cage.
Inhuman.
Lacking human qualities, such as compassion, kindness, or understanding, cruel, brutal, or without regard for others' suffering or dignity.
Examples:
inhuman act. Inhuman conditions. Prisoners were subjected to inhuman treatment in an overcrowded jail.
Aid.
Things sent to help countries in need, notably food or money, support.
Examples:
financial aid. Country-by-country aid programs. Pakistan's aid budget was still being reviewed.
Legacy.
Something that is handed down from an earlier generation or time, often something that has had a significant impact on subsequent generations. A bequest made by a person in their will, often money or property.
Examples:
financial legacy. Cultural legacy. Her legacy as a philanthropist will live on for generations to come.
Regime.
The organization, a system, or method that is the governing authority of a political unit.
Examples:
A puppet regime. Exercise regime. Totalitarian regimes are less likely to innovate because they deprive individuals of economic incentives.
Industrial.
Of or relating to or resulting from industry.
Examples:
Beginning of the Industrial Revolution. Industrial alcohol. Industrial design has become more focused on human nature aspect than ever before.
Pollution.
The introduction of harmful substances or waste into the natural environment that causes adverse change.
Examples:
Environmental pollution. High levels of air pollution. The pollution is endangering the local plants and animals.
Regard.
To think about or consider somebody or something in a specified way.
Examples:
Regard him as an enemy. Regard the situation as unfortunate. Frugality and industry are still regarded as virtues.
Environment.
The natural world such as air, water, and land in which humans, animals, and plants live.
Examples:
Environment affairs. Chaotic environment. Every human is responsible for taking care of the Earth's environment.
Aluminum.
A chemical element with the symbol Al that visually resembles silver, used especially for making cooking equipment and aircraft parts.
Examples:
A layer of aluminum foil. An aluminum alloy. Some of the parts of this car are made of aluminum to reduce weight.
Carcinogenic.
Capable of causing cancer or promoting tumor growth, cancer causing.
Examples:
Carcinogenic chemicals. Carcinogenic air pollution. Long-term exposure to carcinogenic materials can result in serious health problems.
Cancer.
Abnormal growth of cells that can invade and destroy surrounding tissues and organs. A disease characterized by the uncontrolled growth and spread of abnormal cells.
Examples:
Cancer diagnosis. Cancer research. Breast cancer is the most common type of cancer in women.
Explore.
To travel to or penetrate an area or a country to learn about it, to thoroughly examine a subject or a possibility to learn more about it.
Examples:
Explore the world. Explore our options. The management must explore strategies to increase office security.
Poverty.
The condition of being extremely poor.
Examples:
Poverty alleviation. The cycle of poverty. Many studies have investigated the relationship between poverty and academic achievement.
Modernize.
To bring up to date or make contemporary in style or function, to bring modern methods or resources into an existing organization or system.
Examples:
Modernize infrastructure. Modernize agriculture. The company plans to modernize its outdated technology and software to improve efficiency.
Railway.
A transportation system consisting of tracks and trains, usually used for the transportation of goods or passengers over long distances.
Examples:
A private railway. Railway station. The railway system connects cities and countries, making travel more convenient.
Embankment.
A raised structure or wall, often constructed of earth or stone, built to prevent flooding or to support a road or railway.
Examples:
Embankment erosion. Flood embankment. The cyclists rode along the canal's embankment, enjoying the scenic views.
Accident.
An unfortunate event, especially one causing damage or injury.
Examples:
Cause an accident. Injury in a car accident. The accident partially destroyed my vehicle.
Unsolicited.
Given or sent without being requested or asked for, not invited or desired.
Examples:
Unsolicited email. Unsolicited proposal. The company received unsolicited feedback from a customer about their product.
Donation.
A voluntary gift of money, service, or ideas that are given to a person or an organization, or the act of giving them.
Examples:
Make a donation. Political donation. He made a generous donation to the charity.
Countryside.
Rural areas or regions outside of cities and urban centers, often characterized by open fields, farmland, forests, and countryside scenery.
Examples:
Countryside scenery. Countryside lifestyle. The small village in the countryside was perfect for a quiet getaway.
Necessity.
The state or fact of being needed, anything indispensable.
Examples:
In great necessity. The necessity of the concrete measure. He emphasized the necessity of immediate action.
Generosity.
The fact or quality of being willing to do kind things, or give somebody money, gifts, or time freely.
Examples:
Act of generosity. Boundless generosity. He is remembered for his generosity and civilization.
Homeless.
Without a home, and therefore typically living on the streets.
Examples:
Homeless shelter. A homeless cat. He became homeless after losing his job.
Beggar.
A person who asks for money or food from others, particularly as a means of survival due to poverty or homelessness.
Examples:
Homeless beggar. Give alms to a beggar. The beggar's rags barely covered his body as he shivered in the cold.
Addict.
A person who cannot stop using or doing something as a habit, especially something harmful.
Examples:
A drug addict. Internet addict. We have become TV addicts due to video streaming services.
Rural.
Of or relating to the countryside.
Examples:
Rural accents. People in rural areas. Many rural areas are still impoverished.
Urban.
Relating to or located in a town or city.
Examples:
Urban planning. Urban property owners. Only a small number of urban utilities offer sanitation services.
Heroin.
A highly addictive and illegal drug derived from morphine, typically administered by injection and often associated with serious health problems, including overdose and addiction.
Examples:
Smoking heroin. Heroin overdose. The withdrawal symptoms from heroin can be intense and painful.
Detoxification.
Also detox, the process of removing harmful or toxic substances from the body, the process of eliminating or reducing the harmful effects of something.
Examples:
Detoxification process. Natural detoxification. Detoxification programs can help eliminate harmful substances and improve overall health.
Fig.
A sweet and soft edible fruit with many seeds or a tree on which these grow.
Examples:
Fig marigold. Fig tree. He ate the dried figs he had preserved.
Agent.
A person who represents and negotiates on behalf of someone else, such as a literary agent or talent agent, of chemistry and medicine, a substance that brings about a chemical or physical effect, of computer science, a piece of software that performs a task autonomously.
Examples:
Agent system. Antidiarrheal agent. The FBI agent went undercover to infiltrate the criminal organization.
Defoliate.
To remove or shed the leaves from a plant, either intentionally or unintentionally, to cause leaves to fall off, typically with a herbicide or other chemical substance.
Examples:
Defoliate trees. defoliate the field. The herbicide used to defoliate the plants also killed many of the surrounding flowers and trees.
Deny.
To state that one refuses to admit the existence or truth of something.
Examples:
Adamantly deny killing. Deny the allegations. He is still denying stealing the money from the cash register.
Ingredient:
One of the things used to make something, especially one of the foods used to make a particular dish.
Examples:
Secret ingredients. Compound the ingredients. Greed is the primary ingredient in the making of criminals.
Dioxin.
A highly toxic chemical compound that is a byproduct of industrial processes, including waste incineration and certain industrial chemical reactions, which are persistent environmental pollutants that can have harmful effects on human health and the environment.
Examples:
Dioxin levels. Dioxin exposure. Dioxin contamination in the soil posed a serious health risk to the nearby community.
Toxic.
Of or relating to or caused by a poison, poisonous.
Examples:
Toxic molecule. Exposure to toxic chemicals. This chemical compound is 1,000-fold more toxic.
Chemical.
Relating to or connected with chemistry.
Examples:
Toxic chemicals. A chemical compound. The firm has grown into a large chemical manufacturing.
Spray.
A fine mist of liquid that is dispersed into the air. Flower arrangement consisting of a single branch or shoot bearing flowers and foliage.
Examples:
A spray of mist. An insect spray. The artist used a spray paint can to create a graffiti mural on the wall.
Vast.
Enormous in size, number, amount, or quantity.
Examples:
Vast majority. Vast desert. A vast audience viewed the broadcast.
Quantity.
The amount or number of something, magnitude.
Examples:
Half quantity. Residual quantity. In southward, the average annual water quantity increases.
Pass.
No longer fashionable or current, outdated, considered to be old-fashioned or out of date.
Examples:
Passé entertainment. Passé trend. Bell-bottom jeans, once considered passé fashion, have made a surprising comeback in recent years.
Gene.
The fundamental unit of heredity and the sequence of nucleotides in DNA that codes for the creation of RNA or protein.
Examples:
Gene expression. Gene cloning. A defective gene is responsible for the disease.
Generation.
All the people born and living at about the same time, regarded collectively, the production of heat or electricity.
Examples:
Generation gap. The generation of electricity. The younger generation has different values and beliefs than the older one.
Concentration.
The ability to focus all your time and energy on one thing without thinking about anything else.
Examples:
Concentration of armaments. His research area of concentration. This exam requires excellent concentration to pass.
Caregiving.
The act of providing care and support for someone who is ill, disabled, or elderly.
Examples:
Caregiving process. Caregiving responsibilities. She devoted her life to caregiving, looking after her aging parents.
Emphasize.
To give or show particular importance to something.
Examples:
Emphasize her words. Emphasize a direct relationship. Use italics or capitals to emphasize a word in a piece of writing.
Grassroots.
Of or relating to the ordinary people in a society or an organization as constituting a fundamental political and economic group.
Examples:
A grassroots movement for nuclear disarmament. The grassroots factor in making the decision. The feeling among the company's grassroots is that the CEO is not radical enough.
Organization.
A group of people who work together for a shared purpose.
Examples:
Organization chart. Agricultural organization. She is the president of a large international organization.
Epidemic.
The widespread outbreak of a particular disease in a large number of people at the same time.
Examples:
A worldwide epidemic. Health epidemic. The disease is now reaching epidemic proportions in our country.
Par.
A state of being equal to someone or something.
Examples:
Above par performance. Not up to par. Shares in the company finally fell below their par value.
Tuberculosis.
An infectious disease usually caused by tubercle bacteria that can attack many parts of a person's body, especially their lungs.
Examples:
Died of tuberculosis. A medicine for tuberculosis. Tuberculosis used to be considered a fatal disease.
Shed.
To get rid of something as superfluous or unwanted, to cast off hair, skin, horn, or feathers. Noun, an outbuilding with a single story, mainly used for shelter or storage.
Examples:
Shed an old skin. A cow shed. He shed a secret tear when he heard the news of his friend's death.
Contribute.
To give something, especially money or goods, to provide or achieve something together with other people.
Examples:
Contribute a large sum of money to the fund. Contribute to society. Government workers cannot contribute to political campaigns.
Exhibition.
A public event or display of works of art, scientific or industrial objects, or other items of interest, usually held in a museum or art gallery.
Examples:
A personal exhibition. Exhibition opening. The art museum is hosting an exhibition of contemporary paintings next month.
Exposure.
The state of being in a particular situation or place where there is no protection from or guarantee to something harmful, the disclosure of something secret.
Examples:
A southern exposure. The exposure of a fraud. The long exposure to the air tarnished the antique tableware.
Disease.
A disorder or illness that affects the body or mind, often characterized by specific symptoms or abnormal functioning of organs or systems.
Examples:
Disease prevention. Disease control. The doctor diagnosed him with a rare disease that had no known cure.
Treatment.
The way in which someone deals with or behaves towards someone or something, medical care provided to a patient for an injury or illness.
Examples:
First aid treatment. Treatment by diet. The primary purpose of the treatment is pain relief.
Malnourished.
Not getting enough of the right type of food to stay healthy and strong.
Examples:
Premature malnourished infant. Malnourished population. Malnourished children are at risk of developmental delays and chronic health problems.
Measured.
Done with careful consideration or calculated precision, controlled or regulated in manner or speech, deliberate and thoughtful.
Examples:
Measured analysis. Measured tone of voice. Her measured response to the criticism showed her ability to remain calm and composed under pressure.
Supplement.
Something that is added to something else to make it better or complete it.
Examples:
Wage supplement. Use of dietary supplements. Certain supplements may promote tumor growth.
Assignment.
A duty or task given to someone, usually as part of their job or studies.
Examples:
Finish the assignment. Assignment of interest. My assignment was overwhelming and complicated, but it was also exciting.
Displace.
To force someone or something to leave their home or place of origin, especially as a result of conflict, natural disaster, or manipulation.
Examples:
Displace workers. Displace the explosive power. The construction of the new dam will displace hundreds of families living downstream.
Punishment.
A penalty or consequence inflicted for wrongdoing or offense, a means of enforcing discipline or preventing further wrongdoing.
Examples:
Punishment for a crime. Humiliating punishment. The judge gave severe punishment to the criminal who committed the heinous crime.
Chain.
A series of connected links or objects, a system or group of interconnected elements, a restraint or shackle.
Examples:
Chain reaction. Supply chain. The chain on my bike broke, leaving me stranded.
Gang.
A group of people who organize and engage in criminal activity.
Examples:
A motorcycle gang. Gang member. The street gang was known for its violent behavior.
Pun.
A humorous play on words or use of words that sound similar but have different meanings, often for a comedic effect, a form of wordplay.
Examples:
Witty pun. Silly pun. The comedian's pun had the audience laughing out loud.
Handcuff.
A pair of metal restraints that are designed to lock around a person's wrists and prevent them from moving their hands freely. Verb, to restrain or restrict the movement of a person by applying handcuffs, typically as part of an arrest or other security-related process.
Examples:
Handcuff his wrists. Break free from handcuffs. The police officer put handcuffs on the suspect before placing them in the squad car.
Midday.
Noon, 12 o'clock in the middle of the day.
Examples:
Midday meal. Midday glare of the sun. We usually have a lunch meeting at midday.
Equality.
The state or quality of being equal, especially in status, rights, and opportunities, fairness and impartiality.
Examples:
Equality Act. Equality in education. Everyone deserves equality regardless of their race, gender, or socioeconomic status.
Opportune.
Suitable or happening at a time that is suitable or convenient for a particular purpose.
Examples:
Opportune occasion. An opportune remark. The phone rang at the most opportune time.
Opt.
To make a choice from a range of possibilities.
Examples:
Opt out of society. Opt for a traditional wedding. I decided to opt for premature retirement.
Glance.
To give a quick or brief look, to hit something at an angle.
Examples:
Glance around nervously. Glance at him miserably. I casually glanced into the small hut.
Tower.
A structure that is exceptionally high in proportion to its width and either forms part of a building or stands alone.
Examples:
A bell tower. The tower on a cliff. She is a tower of strength for our team in trouble.
Burning.
Intense or scorching heat.
Examples:
Burning desire. Burning passion. The fire spread rapidly, engulfing everything in its path in a burning inferno.
Midst.
The middle part of people or things.
Examples:
In the midst of the crowd. In the midst of a scandal. He remained serene in the midst of turbulence.
Wreckage.
The remains of something that has been destroyed, ruined, severely damaged, or crashed, usually referring to vehicles, buildings, or machinery.
Examples:
Wreckage recovery. Shipwreckage. The wreckage of the plane was scattered across the field after the crash.
Realization.
The act or process of understanding or becoming aware of something, the act of achieving or completing something that was planned or desired, the act of making something real or tangible.
Examples:
Realization of a concept. Harsh realization. Her sudden realization of her mistake caused her great regret.
Separate.
To force, take, or pull apart, mark as different.
Examples:
Separate video into chapter. Separate cream from milk. We need to separate the aspect of his personality from the part of his competence when making an investment decision.
Crystal.
A solid material with many even sides that is formed naturally when the substance becomes solid and has a highly regular atomic structure. Clear and colorless glass made of almost pure silica.
Examples:
Liquid crystal. Crystal analyses. A vast crystal chandelier glittered brightly above us.
Manifestation.
A visible or tangible form of something, especially a particular sign of a disease or condition.
Examples:
Manifestation of a deeper problem. Manifestation of psychological stress. The manifestation of his anxiety was evident in his shaking hands.
Commerce.
The activity of buying and selling things, especially on a large scale.
Examples:
Interstate commerce. The local chamber of commerce. This company has invested heavily in internet commerce.
District.
A part of a country or town, especially one with particular features.
Examples:
School districts. Urban districts. Since 2001, the district has provided training programs for automotive technicians.
Victim.
A person who has been harmed, injured, or otherwise negatively affected by a particular action, circumstance, or event.
Examples:
Victim support. Victim compensation. The victim of the crime deserves justice and support to recover from the trauma.
Rehabilitate.
To restore to good health or physical condition. To help someone return to a normal life, especially after a period of illness, addiction, or imprisonment.
Examples:
Rehabilitate prisoners. Rehabilitate wildlife. The organization works to rehabilitate drug addicts and help them rebuild their lives.
Leftover.
Not consumed or used at the end of something.
Examples:
Leftover from a party. Leftover goods. The chef will make soup with the leftover ham bone.
Immense.
Extremely large or great.
Examples:
Immense amount. Immense pressure. He left his wife an immense fortune.
Suffer.
To experience pain, distress, or hardship, to undergo or endure something painful or unpleasant.
Examples:
Suffer a setback. Suffer bad grades. The older man suffers from arthritis and finds it difficult to move around.
Oppress.
To treat people in a cruel and authoritarian way, especially by denying them the same freedoms, rights, etc. as other people.
Examples:
Oppress the minority. Oppress the people with force. Historically, many countries have often oppressed certain religions to gain the support of the majority of the population.
Invasion.
Armies act of forcibly entering another country or territory to take control of it.
Examples:
The Turkish invasion. Home invasion. An invasion would most probably result in a political catastrophe.
Alliance.
A partnership or association formed for mutual benefit, particularly between nations or organizations.
Examples:
Form alliance. Major airline alliances. To sell the product, the companies have formed an alliance.
Imminent.
Coming or likely to happen very soon.
Examples:
Imminent danger. Imminent arrest. This country was long faced with imminent peril.
Decide.
To make up someone's mind about something, to come to a conclusion or judgment after considering options.
Examples:
Decide a question. Decide on a course of action. She couldn't decide whether to order the pizza or the pasta for dinner.
Marketplace.
A physical or virtual venue where goods or services are bought and sold, an economic system that facilitates exchange between buyers and sellers.
Examples:
Marketplace competition. Global marketplace. The online marketplace offers a wide variety of products for shoppers.
Mortar.
A mixture of cement, sand, and water used for binding building materials together, a heavy, deep bowl used to pound or grind substances.
Examples:
Mortar joints. Apply mortar. The bricklayer started on the second course of bricks, laying them in fresh mortar.
Shell.
Hard outer covering or case of eggs, nuts, some seeds, and some animals.
Examples:
An egg shell. A mollusk shell. The outermost electron shell determines the chemical properties of an atom.
Cheer.
To give a loud shout to show support, praise, or approval.
Examples:
Cheer for the home team. Cheer me up. Supporters in the stands cheered at every goal.
Hop.
To jump lightly and quickly on one foot or both feet, to move rapidly from one place to another, to travel using an aircraft, bus, etc.
Examples:
Hop on one foot. Hop from one place to another. The rabbit hopped over the fence.
Pilgrim.
A person who journeys, especially a long distance, to a sacred place as an act of religious devotion.
Examples:
Shrine for pilgrims. Pilgrim site. The group of pilgrims walked in silence, deep in thought and prayer.
Observe.
To watch or notice something carefully, often to gather information or insights, to take note of something or someone, to celebrate or commemorate a special event or occasion.
Examples:
Observe a tradition. Observe wildlife. It is important to observe safety procedures in the workplace to prevent accidents.
Amaze.
To fill with wonder, surprise, or admiration.
Examples:
Amaze and entertain visitors. Amaze everyone. The magician's tricks amazed the audience.
Sheer.
Complete or total, often used to emphasize the extreme or uncompromising nature of something, not mixed with anything else, transparent or nearly transparent.
Examples:
Sheer cliff, sheer fabric. The sheer beauty of the sunset left us in awe.
Fervent.
Characterized by intense or passionate emotion or enthusiasm, showing great warmth or devotion.
Examples:
Fervent supporter, fervent belief. She had a fervent desire to pursue her passion and make a difference in the world.
Religion.
A deep conviction in a supernatural power that controls human destiny.
Examples:
Religion sociology, freedom of religion. Their religion strictly prohibits them from drinking or gambling.
March.
To walk militarily with stiff, regular steps.
Examples:
March against the war. March east. The troops marched shoulder to shoulder.
Obvious.
Easy to see, discover or understand.
Examples:
Obvious reasons. His conclusion was obvious. There are obvious differences between the two wine-producing regions.
Reckon.
To think or believe something.
Examples:
Hard to reckon. Reckon the company as a rival. He reckons that corruption was rampant in the regime.
Helicopter.
A type of aircraft that is capable of hovering in place and moving vertically, as well as flying horizontally, often used for emergency medical services, military operations, and transport in areas with limited access.
Examples:
Helicopter ride. Police helicopter. The company's CEO arrived at the meeting via helicopter to avoid traffic congestion.
Medic.
A person trained to provide medical care, especially in an emergency.
Examples:
Medic unit. Military medic. The army medic arrived on the scene to provide medical assistance.
Medicinal.
Of or relating to the treatment or cure of disease.
Examples:
Medicinal chemistry. Traditional medicinal. The medicinal properties of this herb have been known to help with various ailments.
Efficient.
Performing at the highest level of productivity with the least wasted effort or resources, capable of achieving maximum output with minimum wasted effort, time, or materials.
Examples:
Efficient operation. Energy efficient appliances. The new washing machine is much more efficient than the old one.
Percentage.
The number, amount, or rate of something, which is usually the amount per hundred.
Examples:
The percentage of the gold content. A high percentage. What is the percentage of the consumption tax in the United States?
Signature.
A person's name, often handwritten, written in a distinctive way as a form of identification or authorization, a distinctive feature or characteristic that is a hallmark or identifying mark of something or someone.
Examples:
Signature dish. Artist's signature. The lawyer confirmed that the signature on the contract was genuine.
Severe.
Extremely serious or bad in feeling, manner, or strict and harsh, extremely strong or vigorous.
Examples:
Severe heat. A severe case of pneumonia. The senator received severe criticism from his opponent.
Enduring.
Lasting over a long period of time, able to withstand wear, decay, or damage, continuing or persistent.
Examples:
Enduring pain. Enduring legacy. The enduring love between the couple was evident in their 50th wedding anniversary celebration.
Trauma.
An emotional wound or shock often has long-lasting effects caused by a highly upsetting or shocking experience.
Examples:
Psychic trauma. Trauma care. Many civilians have suffered trauma as a result of the war.
Grueling.
Extremely tiring or demanding great effort, especially with long duration or intensity.
Examples:
Grueling process. A grueling campaign. The marathon was a grueling test of endurance.
Psychology.
The scientific study of mind and behavior.
Examples:
Psychology experiment. Psychology of crowd. She had a master's degree in psychology.
Display.
To exhibit or show something to others, often to attract attention or demonstrate its features, properties, or value.
Examples:
Display merchandise. Display artwork. We need to display our products in an attractive way to attract customers.
Remarkable.
Worthy of attention because unusual or special.
Examples:
Remarkable achievement. The remarkable breadth of knowledge. The election was a remarkable success for the Whigs.
Humble.
Having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's quality or importance.
Examples:
A humble cottage. Humble opinion. The nobler, the more humble.
Determination.
The quality of being persistent and purposeful. The act of finding out the exact nature or essence of something.
Examples:
A steely determination. Determination of a DNA sequence. His determination to succeed was unwavering, even in the face of adversity.
Catastrophic.
Extremely harmful, causing physical or financial destruction.
Examples:
Victim of catastrophic injuries. Catastrophic climate change. The extinction rate of aquatic animals was catastrophic.
Questionable.
Doubtful or uncertain and may be open to question or criticism.
Examples:
Questionable ingredients. Questionable methods. The evidence presented in the report is questionable and may need further investigation before any conclusions can be drawn.
Surf.
To ride on or through waves while standing or lying down on a board or other object. To search or browse the internet or other computer networks in a casual or aimless manner.
Examples:
Surf the internet. Surf the waves. I'll surf the online store to see if I can find that item in a different color.
Aim.
To try or plan to get or achieve something.
Examples:
Aim at a specific target. Aim to be a nurse. We aim for an overseas expansion.
Instinct.
An inborn behavioral pattern that is often responsive to specific stimuli, an innate feeling that causes you to act or believe that something is true.
Examples:
Instinct for self-preservation. Aggressive instinct. When faced with a dangerous situation, his initial instinct was to flee.
Willingness.
The state of being ready or inclined to do something.
Examples:
Willingness to help. Indicate a willingness to change. Her willingness to help others earned her many friends.
Refusal.
The act of showing or saying that one is not willing to do or accept something.
Examples:
Meet with a refusal. Refusal of inspection. She gave a firm refusal.
Unacceptably.
In a way that is not acceptable or satisfactory.
Examples:
Unacceptably high prices. Unacceptably poor. The restaurant's service was unacceptably slow.
Innovative.
Introducing or using new methods, ideas, etc.
Examples:
Use of innovative technology. Stylistically innovative works. The Prime Minister stressed the need to create innovative industries.
Exciting.
Causing a lot of interest or excitement.
Examples:
Exciting football player. Exciting news. The findings of the experiment were both exciting and unexpected.
Digital.
Processing or storing information as a succession of 1 and 0 to show that a signal is present or missing, relating to the use of computer technology, especially the Internet.
Examples:
A digital watch. Digital electronic signature. Sensors convert physical phenomena into digital signals.
Era.
A period that is distinct from others, typically in history.
Examples:
Dawn of a new era. The era of the Renaissance. Political corruption was common throughout the post-war era.